Getting to the next level in hair ventilation requires an updated in-depth knowledge of certain key topics and techniques, and this tutorial video has got all of that covered just for you. Make sure you don't skip any part of this video in order not to miss out on the only point that can level your skill up. If this sounds like something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button. Let's get right in. How to tie the knot. If you're a beginner, this is a good place to start. Pick a hole. After picking a hole, ensure the pin is facing upwards. Take your hair close to the pin. Grab some strands of hair. Bring it out of the hole with the hair still hooked to the ventilating pin. Hold firm, create tension and hold firm both sides. Take the pin, the curved part of the ventilating pin, hook it round the hair to your left hand or whatever hand you're holding the hair and not the pin. Wrap it round, spin your hand. You're spinning the pin, right? Not the hair. Spin round, ensure it's facing downwards, then you pull out. There you go with your first single knot. I'll show you two more examples. There you go. One more. Wrap it round, spin. Once it faces down, you pull it out. Types of knotting. We have several types of knotting: single knot, double knot, single split, double split. I'll begin with the single knot. Pick a hole, take your hair, ensure the tip of the pin is facing upwards. Take your hair close to it. The pin is going to hook some strands of hair. You pull it out the same way you put it in, through a hole. Create a loop by using the curved part of the ventilating pin to wrap around the hair and spin it until the tip of the pin is facing downwards. Then you pull it out of the loop. You tie the knot. There you go with your single knot. The next knotting technique I'll be showing you is the double knot. Pick a hole. For the double knot, it's the same process like the single knot. It's just that you're going to be tying the knot twice. So pick a hole, bring the hair out, wrap the pin round the hair, spin until the tip of the pin faces downwards, pull it out once, go for the second one, wrap round, pull it out, and twice. There you go with your double knot. Show you one more time. Wrap round once, wrap round twice, and pull it out. There you go with your double knot. One more time. You pick your hair and make this as bold as possible. Pick your hair, wrap round once, pull it out, but you're not pulling out completely. You go for the second time, wrap round, then you pull it out, then draw. That's your double knotting technique. Wrap round once, wrap round twice, pull it out. once, twice. That'll be that for double knot. The next thing I'll show you is the single split. The single split, it's like the name implies, you only tie the knot once, and this time it is split. Let me show you why it is split. I'll be doing it on this row. You pick a line that you're going to ventilate on, pick a hole with the tip of your pin facing sideways, you pick, then ensure the pin is facing upwards, take your hair close to it, bring it out the same way you put the pin in. This time we're not wrapping the hair completely. We're going to wrap just one side. You can see, right? Wrap just here once and we pull out. The same process, the same way you ventilated the single knot and the double knot. So let me show you again. Wrap just once, and you pull out. So that's why it's called the single split, because you're splitting the hair into two parts. So watch carefully. You bring it out. Instead of wrapping both like this, we are going to wrap only one of these sides, and this is this. You wrap it, and there you go with your single split. Just one side, wrap it around, ensure the pin is facing downwards, and you pull out. That's your single split. One, face down, out, pull out. There you go for your single split. The double split. The double split is just doing what you did on the single split to both sides of the hair. So watch. Pick a hole, take the hair close. We are not going to start with this side this time around. We started here for the single split, but this time around we're going to start here first. So you pick here, create a loop, spin, bring it out, not completely, go for the second side, pick this other side, spin, face down, pull out. There you go with your double split. Again, pick here first, create the loop, pull out, not completely, pull the second side out completely. That's your double split. Pick this side first, create the loop, go to the next side, tie the knot twice, and there you go. There you go. Pick one side first, pick the second side, and tie. So it's called double split because you have to do it to both sides of the hair. You do one, you do the second one. So I'm going to tie here first, tie the knot here first, come back to this side, tie the knot, and I'll pull out. You saw how that just broke. I won't advise you to do this knotting technique, to use this knotting technique with caniculon. And use one here. For the caniculon, the best thing you can do is to use the same knot and just tie knots. Okay. Alright, method of ventilation. So I'm going to ventilate vertically, that's following the straight lines going up on your lace. So we can do it together. Pick one straight line that you're going to begin ventilating on. Pick one straight line you're going to begin ventilating on. That's our straight line. And I'm going to be using single knots all through. We can keep going on and on till we get to the top of the lace, but it's a straight line and it's a vertical line going from here to here, or we can be coming down from here to here, right? Straight line. Let me show you the next method of ventilation, which is ventilating diagonally. The diagonal lines, it's going like this. You can see how we are coming diagonally. It's coming like this. So diagonal lines are like this, while the vertical lines are like this. Last point is the point where you don't want to leave this video, because it will change your hair ventilation completely, and that it's spacing techniques. For spacing techniques, I'm going to discuss two types, and for the last one, you can check out my video. I'm going to leave the link to that video in the pinned comment section or in the description box, so you could check out that video and watch it for free. There are two different types I'll be showing you shortly. The first one is the skip one, skip one. I call it skip one hole, skip one line. This is the guiding principle to whatever kind of hair ventilation you're going to be doing. You skip one hole, skip one line, or you either skip one hole and skip two lines, or you can skip as many lines as possible, but the number one thing you must do is to skip one hole. You don't want to skip more than one hole. So the first one is skip one hole, skip one line, and I'll be doing that on the vertical, following the vertical direction. I'll show you on the vertical direction first, then I'll show you also on the diagonal how it's going to look like. And the pattern I'll be doing is the in-between pattern. The in-between pattern. The in-between pattern. The in-between pattern, you discover that we are not going to ventilate on the previous line which we ventilated on. So the first one, let me create the first line for us. I'm skipping just one hole while I'm ventilating vertically. The next line, using the same spacing technique or rule, skip one hole, skip one line, I'll be skipping the immediate line after where the line I just ventilated on. I'll skip this middle line. So this line separates one roll from another. It separates one vertical roll from another. So I'll skip this one just at the top. Then my second line is not going to begin where this one started. I'll show you that pattern differently. So it's going to begin in between these two hair that was initially ventilated. So I'll skip one line and I'll begin in between two hair that was ventilated. I'll skip one hole as I'm going vertically up. As I'm ventilating vertically, I'm skipping just one hole. Just one hole. You don't want to ventilate and skip two holes. You just want to maintain that pace. You're skipping just one hole. Skipping just one hole. All right. All right. So my third line, it's going to begin where the first line began. So I'll skip just one line and I'm going to begin on this line where my first vertical line I start ventilating on. That's going to be my third line. Once you identify that, skipping one hole will be the next thing you're going to apply. So I'll skip this hole, I'll ventilate on the next one. I'll skip the next hole, which is this one, and I'll ventilate on the next one. And this hole you're skipping, you find out that it's a diagonal roll that passes in between two hair you ventilated on. So the next one I'll be showing you is the skip one hole, skip two lines spacing technique. And I'm going to be doing that still on this pattern. I'm still going to be using this pattern to show you. And I'll do that over here. So for this principle, we're still going to ventilate vertically. I'll pick a hole. It's my initial line. I'm skipping just one hole in between. The difference with the first one is skipping two lines. Skipping two vertical lines. Skipping two vertical lines. That's going to be the difference. The other one, we skipped just one vertical line. Because of time, I'll stop there. So your second line, it's still going to be in between, the in-between pattern. But I won't be showing you the in-between pattern now. Let me show you the lining pattern. Because of time, I don't want this video to be too long. So you can apply the lining pattern to the first technique you use, the first spacing technique you used. You can also apply it to the in-between. I've shown you for the in-between. Let me use the second principle to show you the lining pattern. So for the lining pattern, we are going to begin where we did the first line, the first vertical line that we ventilated. We are going to begin the second one on the same line. So we are skipping two vertical lines. One, we skip the second one, two, then we are ventilating on the third line, single line. Now when I say we're skipping one line, we are not talking about the whole, all the holes here. We are skipping just the lines that demarcates one hole from another, right? Going vertically, going like this. So 1, 2, 3. Ventilate on the third line. So our second line, using this lining pattern, it's beginning where the first line started from. Okay, so we skipped two lines in between. So our third line is still going to continue like that. We're going to begin on where we started from. You skip one line, you skip the second line, you ventilate on the third. So you count 1, 2, 3. Learn it, you could apply it to whatever method of ventilation you'll be doing. You can apply those principles. So there you go. This is your skip one hole, skip two lines method. So you can see, and this is the lining method. You can see it's just they're all falling on a straight line. Some people could call this the vertical diagonal ventilation, because if you notice, we are coming down like this, but we are going vertically, but it's actually on a diagonal line. Okay, so there you go. The next thing I'll be showing you is how to ventilate diagonally, and we are applying the same principle of skipping one hole here. Let's create our initial line. In case you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notified each time we upload good content such as this one. So the in-between method, we are going to be putting the hair in between two, skipping just one line, one diagonal line, right? Skip just one hole and skip one line, skip one diagonal line and skip one hole as you're ventilating diagonally. So our third line is going to begin where the first line began. This is our first line. We're skipping this whole line, diagonal line, we're skipping that, and we're ventilating on the next one. This is the in-between pattern of ventilating. And our fourth line is going to begin where the second line began. So with the second line, we're skipping just one hole and it's going to be in between, right? So that's it. Skip one hole, one diagonal line and one diagonal hole. So skip one, skip one. That's our guiding principle here. And there you go. We've come to the end of this tutorial video. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please ensure to subscribe and also hit the notification bell. So each time we have a video such as this one, you'll be the first to be notified. Thanks for watching.